Here's Marcy. I grew up in upstate New York. I went to UNH. I studied journalism and English teaching, and I became a journalist. So I worked for the Portsmouth Herald. One of my first days in intern was September 11th, which was fascinating and scary and like way to be thrown into the news. And then I became the editor of the York Weekly up in York, Maine at like 26 years old, telling people what their tax rates should be. And I didn't even know what the fucking mill rate was or like what was included in your taxes. I had
Yeah.
no business doing that job, but it was super fun in conservative York. Got in fights with selectmen like at the York Harbor Inn. I've always had a big mouth. And then I got into public relations.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Then
of
I got into
course.
public relations, did high tech PR for an agency in Newburyport for a while, and then decided to go in house. So I am the chair of the Somersworth Dems, only really because when the Harris Trump election was happening, I've been involved in the town for years, but I was like, what the fuck are we doing about this election? Like, oh, how do I get involved? Like, and I started poking around, reached out to the Somersworth Dems, um, found Walter on the other end of a Stratford County Dems email, and he was like, let's meet at Panera. And then he started working his magic as he does.
Yeah.
Um, and so I became the Somersworth Dems chair because nobody else was around. And it was me, and it was me and my friend Eiley that you met the other night, and
Yep.
her husband Brian. So Eiley and Brian Blank are like my buddies who do everything with me and are all in for whatever I tell them we're going to do for the day. And they also are my co-coordinators for End 68 Hours of Hunger in Somersworth.
You guys doing a lot of good things together.
Yeah, and we've done the food drives for our immigrant neighbors. There's a huge population of Indonesians in Somersworth, so we just finished up like a couple of food drives that we can talk about. So I feed people in Somersworth. I run the Dems. I'm not like a staunch Dem. I'm just doing it because somebody needs to do something about what's going
You
on.
need somebody.
And I like kind of opened up our crew to like progressive, socialist, communist, like whatever the fuck you are. If you're
Yeah.
against what's happening right now,
Right.
this is a place for you. Like we can discuss the like nuances later.
How many people you guys got in your committee? Is it small like ours?
Yeah, like we barely put together like a board, and as it is, like I've got some super absentee board members.
Oh, we have like 8. It's hard to do much with a small group, but
Yeah.
our group is still fantastic, and sounds like yours is too.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great people. Like, you know how it is. Like, I run enough volunteer organizations and throw enough stuff in town at this point. I also do all the Weeks Crossing protests. That's like me organizing with all the local Dems groups. And people say they want to get involved, but they don't show up.
Well,
And
it's easy to just say, yeah, I'll be there. But actually, like putting yourself in the vehicle and transporting yourself seems to be an impossible task.
Yeah.
Me included sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we've all done it. But at this point, yeah. So anyway, so we've got a lot of people showing up to meetings, and we've got some new blood, which is super exciting. Like young people showing up and trying to figure out how they can get involved and how they can help.
That's kind of like the nice thing right now. Like all my kids are between 18 and 28. And so we're at that point right now where, minds are becoming adults and they're becoming the people they're going to be for the next however many years. And they're excited to vote. They're excited to have their voices heard. They don't quite want to be on a committee yet, right? But they're probably just a few events away from maybe doing that.
That's awesome.
So I hope. Well, it's really hard as a parent to just sit back and be like, we don't need to vote. We don't need to be involved. Because I don't want to pass that on to my kids. When I leave this planet, I want to know that they're going to do what they need to be doing, and keeping this thing going.
It's just part of being a community and doing the right thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And making sure that the right people are doing
and
what's needed.
In some cases, we have the wrong people doing a lot of things.
Absolutely.
It's not helping us. So
yeah.
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 Well, do you have like, because I've seen your posts on Facebook and stuff, and like you're super activist, like kind of person. What is do you have like a key issue, or like this is where you float? Are you more of an environmental person? Are you more of a all-rounder?
That's a great question. Yeah. I would say hunger, definitely. That's something that the thought, so I have 2 girls, 13 and 10, and the thought of children coming home and not having enough food. Like I see how my kids eat, and they just rip through our pantries and eat all day long. And I'm just like, the thought of the families that I know, the families that we've served, to like, as a parent, to imagine that, like,
Oh no,
That's beyond for me. So I get really emotional about it. My husband and I also met in restaurants, love food, like foodies. So food is love in our
oh
house,
yeah,
you
I
know?
love cooking.
Oh,
So and then being able to feed my
I
family
love to
is
eat,
just
just like sit around a meal with people. And
so good.
so it's meaningful. Like hunger is something that I care a lot about. And
Yeah.
then women's issues because I've got two girls and
Yeah, I have 3 girls and, so I'm
it's
right
so
there with you.
scary.
Right? I wanna make sure that they're good. I wanna make sure that their rights
Yeah.
are stable. I wanna make sure all that stuff. So you're big into hunger, you're big into, making sure
Women's
that
rights.
woman yeah, like and then you're always out there.
Yeah.
So, like, do you even have time for yourself?
No, I mean, that is like the big complaint of like most of my friends and family are like, what are you doing? Really? Another thing? Like, you don't need to, or, delegate, which I'm terrible at doing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I just like with my cold dead hands will clench onto it and not
I
let go.
yeah, I know. I can
So,
relate to that.
yeah, but I mean, I'm getting a little bit better, and there are people that are stepping up in Somersworth to do more stuff with our committee and people that are excited. And I think some of the work that we've done for the food drives for our immigrant neighbors recently has brought a lot of people out and they've galvanized around like this issue of like, what the fuck? These are our neighbors.
Yeah,
These
like
are kids that go to our schools. These are people who live in our community.
I assume
Like,
you agree with like kids should be eating for free at school,
oh yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that should be a standard.
And there's such a barrier to it because, like, especially in our town with the immigrant population in particular, and we're working on this right now with the school board and the superintendent. We had a meeting the other day to help the Indonesians in Somersworth better understand the services that are available to them in our schools and with programs like N68 that are delivered through the schools, so that they can take advantage of those services. Right now, there's a real trust issue because of the language barrier, because of ICE, because of everything else out there. They're afraid they don't want to put their names on forms or fill out financial information. So we really have to like meet them where they are.
That's a key phrase right there. Meet
Yeah.
them where they are. And that seems to be like a big focus
Hmm.
this political round, if you will.
Yeah.
But before we leave the immigrant thing there in Somersworth, I didn't know this until 2 years ago when Senator David
Yeah.
Waters told
He's
me.
always been a bit
He was
advocate.
showing me his flyers when I was running and we were talking and one was in Indonesian and one was in English. And I said to him, I said, why would you print, this in
Mhm.
Indonesian? Because at that time, I did not know the depth of the Indonesian community here in New Hampshire. You guys have over 7,000 Indonesian immigrants in Somersworth.
7,000? I don't.
7,000 is what he told me.
Wow. It might be like
Or
maybe in the
maybe that
county.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think we have like 2,000, I
But
think, is like, and
even that's a large
it's
number
huge. It's like
because
20% of our
yeah,
population.
Somersworth is not that big.
Yeah.
So I want to point that out just in case anybody's wondering, like, why are
Yeah.
you helping a handful of
Yeah.
immigrants? Because it's not that. It's
That's
something
right.
very different.
Yeah. We have these, they're our neighbors. And, but yeah, throwing these we've raised over $11,000 for them, which we're working with. There's an Indonesian Community Connect, a nonprofit in town.
Yeah.
So we're working with them to identify the families in need, to reach the families in need, and to build that trust that they really need to further integrate into our communities. And we need to learn more about their culture because they're part of our community. And we need to, like I said, meet them where they are.
So many people are one way about that.
Hmm.
They're like, no, you need to assimilate.
It's so cool though.
There's a
Like when you get to
benefit.
meet that culture.
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge benefit for, you almost become a more well-rounded person
Yeah.
by experiencing other cultures and
Hmm.
other way of doing things. I've already had that pleasure of traveling the world and getting that. But, when it's right here in your local,
Yeah.
oh, like I wish I could be invited to an Indonesian party. So
Yeah.
anybody watching this in the future and you're looking for a plus one or two right here.
Well, even like Luce Bay, who's from the Philippines,
Yeah,
like so we were chatting at her party the other day, but she's always got like super yummy Filipino food. I was
absolutely.
there in the summer. She had the mangoes all like cut out. The only, like you have to eat the mangoes. You
And
have to take the pit out and you turn them inside out and you
yeah,
slice them.
I'm spoiled because my wife's from the
Oh my
Philippines.
gosh, that's amazing.
So yeah, I get that,
You have that treatment all the time. Well, and
Sorry,
then
I just realized I'm not here to rub it in anybody's face,
no, but that's
but
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
nice, right? I get to experience that culture. I've lived in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to live in South Korea. I've lived in Saudi Arabia. I've lived in a lot of different areas, and so I am a huge, advocate for diversity and bringing immigrants into our community, and hopefully get them into citizenship as well,
Absolutely. I mean,
right?
that's the goal for everybody, right? But like that process is not fucking easy. We make
No,
it so hard and it's years long. You're not like talking about like somebody doesn't walk into our country and get all the paperwork that they need that day.
no,
We don't
no,
make it
no.
easy. And that their status doesn't seem to matter in this situation is the biggest issue, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
there's no due process, there's no warrants, there's no identification of these individuals. We're just sweeping them off the streets.
And it's so dehumanizing.
It's
It's
gross.
something that when you use language like immigrant or illegal
Hmm.
alien or whatever to that tune,
Yeah.
you take away the human aspect and you just treat them like property. And I think that to me is probably the most upsetting. Not just because my family is from another country, but just because I'm a human being. I don't want to hurt or injure or stress out another human being. They're just trying to survive.
Yep.
Sorry, it might be a little deep, but like
Yeah,
at the
no,
end of the
I
day,
agree.
we all
We're
are the
human
same.
beings. Like
Yeah, it
everybody.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter what color our skin is or anything else that separates us.
Yeah.
At the very base, we're all the same.
Right.
And I wish more people got on the board because to them, if they don't have to see it, they don't have to be there. They don't have to nobody has to tell them.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't exist, and that's scary because putting your head in the sand sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have friends from a couple of different areas, the Philippines being one, a woman who lived around this corner from me. Our girls became best friends and she was a Filipina. And but I've met friends of hers that are pro Trump, are pro ICE.
Yeah,
And nothing was more infuriating than having that very short-lived discussion with that individual.
yeah, and the issue with some of those countries is they've been conservative, right wing, fascist slash dictatorships
Hmm.
for in their history,
Right.
like the Philippines. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing to me that anybody would feel that way, But if they're coming from their homeland and they've already experienced this, and they're like, no, that's normal life, then I guess I could see how they'd be like, yeah, that would be all right. I'm already used to
Yeah.
that. But if you're not and you see that coming, you should be pretty scared because nothing good comes out of this
Right.
and nothing good is coming out of this. Yeah, it's been a pretty rough journey over the last really 10 years.
Yeah.
It, we could be a much better country. We could be a better world. We chose not to.
It's funny. I was saying to somebody the other day, I've dragged my kids like fully into politics and indoctrinated the shit out of them at this point. Like they come home from school and they're like, this person said this today. And I told them that's not true.
Right?
and they like whip out facts that I'm just like, good for you, girl.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was fucking going with that.
Well, it's okay because I think I know where you're going
Oh,
with that,
where was I going?
and I feel like I have to deprogram my kids when they come home. Right? They're out there listening to some bullshit,
Yeah.
and like they come over like, "Hey, have you heard this?" And then we'll cross reference it with facts, and we'll be like, "No, this is not true," or we will validate it,
Yeah.
and we work through it together because critical thinking is difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody has that skill,
Very.
and either they're going to get indoctrinated here in my living room or they're going to get indoctrinated at school,
Yeah.
according to other people. So I might as well do it myself, right?
I
don't
prefer to do it.
don't
Yeah.
outsource it.
No,
Yeah, just
no.
keep it right at
Nope.
home.
Although, as long as they're learning the right thing.
Yeah, well, in this house, they're going to be good citizens,
Right.
So I'm teaching them the qualities of be at every vote, stand up for other people, pay your taxes, be involved, those kind of things.
The basic,
Yeah.
like,
Like I don't want to teach them like things that detract from us.
no. I'm impressed though, because I feel like that age range of like 18 to 26. I know I have nieces and nephews in that age range. And those kids, not necessarily my nieces, but the young men in general, like, are just feeling really disillusioned by everything that's going on and they're, withdrawn.
Which is unfortunate. And I don't really know. It depends like what they're consuming, right?
Right.
So if they're consuming like today's YouTube and they're watching, you know, people like Nick
Yeah.
Fuentes and like Sneeko and all those guys,
Yeah.
yeah, they're probably going to turn out to be gross and terrible people as well. But like, I don't, as a parent, I don't necessarily like, I try not to influence like what my kids consume, but I think they're just naturally drawn to the material that I'm consuming.
Mm,
And they're like, "Hey, I agree with that." You know, they're young adults. They're making up their minds right now.
yeah.
They're forming their first opinions.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that, but like obviously I've had previous opinions. But like
I'm sure they've had
they're
a lot of opinions
yeah,
prior to
but like
this.
they're solidifying who they're gonna be
Yeah.
in the community, you know? And
Right.
you know, are they gonna be volunteering? Are they gonna sit back and do nothing? Are they just gonna be a 9 to 5 person and mind their business? I don't know.
I don't feel like I showed up in that way in a community until my mid 30s.
Really.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of help because I joined the Air Force at a young age.
Hmm.
And part of our yearly performance report, you had to have 2 lines on your performance report for volunteer work.
Oh, awesome.
And so, like, I did Meals on Wheels, like my first 4 years in North Carolina. And I would deliver meals to old
Mm.
retired farmers and everything else. Or I go work in the soup kitchen when I was stationed in Warner Robins, Robins Air Force Base, those kind of things. So I was exposed early, but not everybody is.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I always like felt good handing somebody food or veggies or
Yeah.
whatever it was that they needed. That to me, that's the rewarding part
Yeah.
of life.
Absolutely.
You know, like I know when I say I'm in the military, I was in the military, like, you know, you think of war and everything else, but I never wanted to do that. I don't think anybody in the military wants to do that, to be clear.
Yeah.
You know, because we have the Iran thing going on right
Hmm.
now. And I guarantee you, the majority, overwhelming majority of those people in uniform do not want to participate in that war.
Oh,
But they
yes.
have to accept orders and they go, and that's the way it is. And it sucks because old men in the White House and Congress got to send our young to go die for us for what? For an ego, for Epstein files? I don't know, you know? Like it's not a good world out there.
It's really scary.
I want to switch gears a little
All
bit
right.
because this is a heavy topic, I know. But like I want to know from your perspective, you're in a town or I'm sorry, you're in a city because it's a pretty good size. My town's 10,000 people. Somersworth is bigger.
Mhm.
You find out there's no Democratic committee. Somebody's like, you want to do this? Like, where do you even start? Like, how do you even like begin that process? And I'm asking this question because I want to give you a little context. I'm thinking about the northern counties in New Hampshire that have even smaller committees or
Right.
they don't exist either. Somebody listening to this, they want to get involved. They want to set up a committee. Like, where'd you start? Where
Yeah.
would you? What advice would you give somebody, if
Gosh.
any at
Yeah.
all? You
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
because
gosh, I feel like I fumbled my way through it, but it helped that I was already doing N 68 hours of hunger. So I had some contacts of goodness in my network. So I knew people that leaned toward feeding hungry people or, fulfilling those services. And then um, my best friend, my neighbor and her husband, I was like, will you help me do this? Are you down? I mean, we've been talking, like we have fires every night in the summer and we bitch and moan about what's going on and what are we going to do? Um, and they were like, yeah, if you figure this out, like we're on board, like we'll roll with whatever, like just let us know where to be.
okay.
And that gave me enough to be like, I'm showing up with my pack
Yeah.
and, just put a stake in the ground and said, we're going to have this meeting at the Somersworth High School library at 6 o'clock on, the second Monday of every month. And people started showing up. It was really weird though, because the original Somersworth Democratic Committee, which was comprised of a number of really awesome people in our town who have since run for their own elected positions, or like Emmett Sadati, Matt Girding, Crystal Paradis. She's in the city council now. Matt Girding's our mayor. they're all wonderful people, but now they're all doing their own thing.
So they kind of grew out of
They
it.
kind of grew out of it, I think, a little
That's
bit.
interesting.
So we haven't really seen them come back. I think probably because of some of the positions they've held in town, or like
Which
Emmett's
makes
gone and done
sense.
his own thing.
Yeah.
But we really did have to build up from the ground up. Like they were kind enough to pass along some passwords, and like,
Oh, that's cool.
somebody showed up at Service Credit Union and was like, here's the,
Yeah.
here's our account with $7 in it. And, so that was during the Harris Trump election. And Walter's like, let's just focus on what matters right now, which was fighting the good fight and getting signs out and getting awareness out and talking to neighbors and community members, knocking doors. Like I had never done that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, just stop you right there and
Yeah.
ask you how you feel about canvassing?
I hate canvassing.
Too.
I think it's awful. And I think it's one of those terrible things that the Democratic Party won't let go of.
I really feel like it does nothing.
I agree.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to
No, I
interrupt,
mean, I
but
would love to go down that. Like, I continue to hear the leadership say that we need to knock on doors. And I haven't seen the data to prove that like this is an effective way to spend our time and energy. I mean, if it's a lovely summer day and I'm just walking
sure.
around a neighborhood,
Hey, I'm running.
like great, but it just feels like you piss people off. I don't want people coming to my door. I'm always like, who the fuck? Did you guys order food? Like, who? What? We're all freaking out. The dogs are losing their minds. It's just like such an invasion of privacy.
No, I
Nobody
fully
wants
agree
it.
with all of that. I'm always afraid I'm going to get shot. Right? Some stand your ground bullshit.
Yes.
I always am
That's
afraid
legit.
of like, yeah, somebody being mad, right?
Right.
I had somebody let their dog out. Like
Gosh.
I got bit by a dog. I got chased by a dog, and the guy came to the door, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, why would you let your dog out?" I was mad. And he was like, "I'm sorry, we all have COVID." And I was like, "I'm not sure what excuse you think that is, but I'm leaving. Don't worry." Like
Ugh.
there was some really contentious moments on the canvassing. Okay. I I think I know where you're going with the committee. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
No,
want
it's
to cut
fine.
you off either, but like the
Okay.
canvassing thing is a really good conversation to
It
have.
is.
And since you are a town chair, I know my town chair, I'm the vice chair, but the town chair is going to be asking all the way around for people to go out canvassing soon.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer it doesn't work unless the candidate's going to go themselves. And even then, like, I don't think
Yeah.
how are you going to ask your candidates to expose like their name and like their candidacy and all that? Like, do you guys have a plan or anything of how you're gonna get that out?
We don't have a plan, but we need to figure it out pretty quickly. We don't have clarity yet on who's running again out of our four.
Oh,
So we share our reps with Rollinsford.
yep,
And we've got four reps right now. Billy Butler's our newest. I know you spoke with her. She's
wonderful.
amazing. Such a
Became my new
firecracker.
BFF
Oh my
right
God.
after.
She's the best. So, I know she's down, and I know Wayne Pearson's down. I think Miles England is going to be running again, I hope. And I'm not sure about John Stone. So we might have an open spot.
Okay,
And I know Will Hurley from Rollinsford has thrown his hat into the ring, and he came to our Somersworth Dems meeting the other night, and seems like a really awesome dude. I'm like, where the hell you been? Because you're smart and
yeah.
vocal, like somebody I hadn't had my radar on. So I'm happy that we have somebody who's really excited for the role. And I guess he does like video editing stuff, and he works in Concord. So he's
Oh,
already spoken to his boss about being able to shift around and attend sessions and stuff.
that's awesome.
It seems like a perfect fit.
People that are passionate, they want to get involved
Yeah.
and they run, like that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need that so much. I'm a marketing guy.
Mhm.
I'm an old graphic artist, like,
Yeah.
marketing guy. And so that's why I always get in these conversations about like, how are you going to put yourself out
Yeah.
there? And I know that chairs are going to start thinking about it, like, oh, I need to get teams to go out and canvas. But I think that time's better spent doing stuff like this.
Yep.
But this is not easy necessarily, right? But
No.
like more people are likely going to scroll through their phone than they are to answer the door. And then you hit them up on a Saturday with a beautiful day and they're like, we're in the back partying. Like, what are you doing? You know?
No. And it's always like, you're always dragging somebody else. Well, at least me. It's always
Yes.
Eiley, like I said. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, it's
Yeah.
Saturday. We're not going to go to the beach. We're
We're
going
gonna go.
canvassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer to try to have conversations with people. Like, let's go stand in front of the grocery store and like talk to people with a candidate,
Oh, that's true. You
or
guys have that ability.
I'm like, yeah, right. You'd have
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Here
go
we
to
don't have anything.
Dante's and just sit at the bar or something.
Yeah, I could be like, "Hey, anybody want to talk to me?" And
It's a cool
everybody's like,
strategy.
"No."
Yeah, I don't know. We need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Just that name awareness. And the biggest thing is like if it's, when it's just a municipal election, it's just getting out the vote. Like it matters and shut the fuck up.
I've heard two figures for our town election last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Either 21% or 26%. One of those, I've heard conflicting numbers of that was our town turnout for all the Warren articles, for all the elections. 21% of the town voted. So yeah, I feel that too, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be involved. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I have access to Vote Builder now.
Okay. So you got the data now.
I have the data. And I'm like, really, motherfucker? You're not registered to vote? Like, I'm looking up all these people and I'm like,
yeah, no, there's a lot of people
that, like, are like have.
I don't want to shame them, but like I don't
do.
know how to. Yeah, I mean it's an easy want, but like I don't think shaming people into voting will help them go vote. I don't know what it would take to get somebody, like you just go scoop them up and you're like, hey, seriously, go with me, and then we're going together. But then it's like, so right now with all the bad stuff going on in the world, like I don't know if there's anything good that comes out of this, right? I mean, I'm hoping like a phoenix, we rise from the ashes, we rebuild and everybody loves us again, right? But like I'm almost underneath the impression that we have to go through some really hard times to get people to understand their civic responsibilities. And that's a really shitty position to be in or even come from, because I don't want anybody to suffer.
Yep.
But I don't know how to get the other 150 million Americans to get engaged and just simply, fill in some bubbles and let's get this thing done.
Because if it doesn't affect them.
Yeah. And so
like, how do we figure it? Like, walk up to a person and say, like, what do you care most about?
Right. And,
like, what keeps you up at night?
Yeah, for me, it's cannabis legalization. And not just because I want to smoke and be high and all that. That has nothing to do with it.
It's also fun.
I get that too, but like I just don't want people to go to jail. I don't want people to be fined. I don't want police officers ripping up cars because they smelt something. I don't want the fear of somebody's house being raided over a plant. You know what I mean? Like also, private prisons are terrible.
We need fucking tax money. Like,
yeah, that's the upside. What are we doing?
Right? We're giving all of that money to Mass and Maine.
Yeah, and it's a double cost because not only are we not getting the revenue, we're also using our money to enforce these archaic laws. All right, that's just one example. I don't want to get lost on that.
Perfect.
Eventually, I'm going to have one of the cannabis party directors on.
Oh, nice.
That'll be my goal for later this year. So,
all right.
Yeah. But yeah,
here for that.
I mean, these things are subjects that I'm passionate about. But yeah, you're right. Like, what drives somebody? And that's why I asked you up front, like, where do you focus your energy? Because everybody has their own pet peeves or their pet projects, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so. I mean, I would say, yeah, I definitely have pet projects. And 68 Hours of Hunger means a lot to me, and is definitely a pet project.
I don't know a lot about this organization. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah. So it's actually an organization that started in the Dover Somersworth area. A local woman started it. It's now a national program. I don't know how many chapters they have. It's a ton. They have chapters in Florida and California. And End 68 Hours is the time frame from when a kid has a free school lunch on a Friday to when they have a free school breakfast on a Monday.
Oh.
So our goal is to fill that gap, those 68 hours where they don't have any food when they go home.
That is a very noble cause.
It's pretty cool. So they used to actually like send backpacks home with kids so that it was kind of shielded from the stigma of taking food home. They would fill a backpack and the kiddos would take a backpack. And then the backpacks like came back dirty and like lice was a thing. So now they just use, all the chapters just use like plastic bags or reusable bags. But we provide Um, three or two breakfasts, three lunches, and three dinners to kids, so that they have and snacks, so that they have enough food over the weekend.
It's really hard for me to say I live in the greatest country in the world when I hear stories like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm as patriotic as it gets, but it,
Yep.
there's people that are standing in the way of feeding our kids, our communities, and nobody should be hungry. Throw away arenas full of food
Yeah.
every single year.
It's so messed up. And there are representatives on the other side of the state who have made claims that there are no hungry children in New Hampshire.
Those people need to be voted out.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah. It's just bullshit because we have
Anybody.
150 kids who take bags home in Somersworth.
That kind of language is so harmful for any community.
Yeah.
Those people need to be shamed.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. So that's the program. And it's super, like, it's awesome because it's completely anonymous. We don't request any financial information. Like, you say you want a bag, you get a bag. And our liaisons are in the schools. They're either nurses or they're crisis interventionists, sometimes in the middle or high schools. They're front office staff. They're guidance counselors. So I literally have a contact at each one of our schools, in addition to Stratford Learnings, Charles Academy, and the John Powers School, which kids get bussed in. They're from Somersworth, but they also get bussed in from other communities for just special needs. So they would otherwise fall through the cracks in their own communities for programs like this. So we serve them as well. And it's incredible. Like, the need is so strong. The community gets behind it. We're all volunteer, all donations.
I assume like you still want more volunteers and want more donations.
Yep.
How can people get involved into that?
Check out the website. Like, you can donate through the website. You can get in touch with me. We've got scheduled packing teams. We've got volunteer packing teams that come every week and pack 150 bags and deliver 150 bags to the schools. And then the schools disseminate them to the kids, and we're none the wiser about who these people are. We're just feeding them.
Such an amazing community.
Yeah.
What's the website?
And 68 Hours of Hunger. And 68 is the numerical number.
Okay.
.com? .org, I think.
.org?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll find it.
All right. I'll add a link in the description to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And then I would say my other, like, pet projects that I get really excited about are the protests at Weeks Crossing in Dover. So
that gets a lot of Facebook attention.
We've done, I don't even know how many we've done now, 6 or 7.
Yep.
And we've also teamed up with the New Hampshire Bridge Brigade team. So there's another woman, Estrida, who runs the Bridge Brigade at Cataract Ave Bridge in Dover. They'll be out there tomorrow. They're out like almost every Sunday from like 1 to 3.
How effective do you think that is?
The Bridge Brigades?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to a number of protests now, but being able to kind of just stand there and wave and see people's reactions, you get a lot of fingers, you get some thumbs up, you get honks, people lay on their horn. Something about MAGA and their big fucking diesel trucks, and they rev the engines and smoke goes up. It's just kind of fun, like being stationary and being able to like pay attention to the people more.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely. I mean, every time I've ever gone out, it's been, I mean, you always deal with the bad people, right? The bad actors, but like most people were pretty positive, when I stood at the transfer station or at the intersection, whatever. I mean, you're always going to have your bad actors out there that, just don't care or whatever. And they want to produce harm or I don't know, whatever that is, to me, it's like, you're an adult. What's wrong with you?
We've actually been, the bridges, I would have thought that the bridges would be kind of safer than the bigger protests that we've had.
Oh.
But we've had more interactions with like angry MAGA people on the bridges.
Bridge?
They'll like get off the exit and come up. We've posted like video of at least like 3 encounters, like bad encounters.
Anything insane like that you can generalize? Yeah,
I mean, just like, from a dude in a black pickup truck yelling, "I'm going to kill all of you."
Right.
Like the language.
Yeah.
With, LGBTQ people on the bridge, like people
That's
getting out
awful.
of their vehicles and saying, "Where's the sign that says you're going to kill the president?" Because they saw 86. And one of our regular protesters very calmly, like, you could tell that she had been trained to like deal with people like
It's
this.
important to be able to have that training.
She's
So
like, she's a nurse and like has been, and she was like, there is no sign, sir, that says we're gonna kill the president. But he was bullshit and he was huge, and we had a video of it. Um, and another guy came up. He's like a big like podcaster or something down in Mass, and he videoed himself. He like incriminated himself, actually ripped signs down off the bridge and like put it out to all of his listeners. So we filed police reports. The Dover PD has been awesome.
yeah,
Like, not like they're just responsive and kind and caring, and they want to make sure that people stay safe.
that's
So
good
they've been
though.
really great partners. The
Yeah,
Somersworth PD too. So
I mean, it's important
yeah,
that we stay safe out there.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know why anybody would feel the need to get off the exit and then
it's
interact
bananas.
with people you don't know. Like for what? What's the benefit?
Yeah,
People have lost their minds.
they sure have.
Like
Yeah,
if anybody that's listening to this, if you get off the exit and you engage with people in a negative way because of this, you need to get yourself checked immediately. Check into therapy.
yeah,
You need help.
yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
and the Weeks Crossing protests, we've had like a couple of people, yell and scream things, but people have stayed safe, which has been great because it's kind of like a family event. People bring their kids and their dogs, and it's
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 peaceful
nice.
protesting.
Yeah.
It's what we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
We should be able to.
I'm hoping that we can do like some picnics or like just some like chill events, like easy, like show up at this park, bring your kids, bring your like whatever. Just meet other like-minded people because I think people really enjoy that part of the protests.
Well, when we bring the community together, like even
Yeah.
if you're not holding signs, I mean, any
Yeah.
kind of forming, a small community of like-minded, that's
Yeah.
powerful.
It is.
I mean, anytime we're divided, we suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now we're as divided as it gets, and it's only gonna get worse, I think.
I know.
Do you have high hopes this year?
Nope.
Really? No high hopes.
Well, I mean, like,
Well, I mean,
come
for
on,
the
the
election,
midterms
maybe.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
midterms. Like,
Yes, I'm hopeful. I just feel like, I mean, how many times can we get our dicks kicked in here? Like, I'm just,
one more. That's the answer. Always one more time. Well, I think the special elections, though, have been kind of warmer. We had
yes,
one right here in New
you
Hampshire.
are right. You are right. I mean, I think that the tide may be turning.
Was it Boder?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
upstate that just had a huge
Odin,
upset.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah. Boudin. I don't know how
Yeah,
to say that,
yeah.
but
We'll edit that part out because
yeah.
shame on us.
Oh no, it's no, it's okay. Well, no,
No,
there's so much
I
out
know.
there.
I know.
Like I
Yeah, but I
try to
didn't hear anything
remember.
about that campaign until her winning, but
Yeah, I
thank
didn't either.
goodness.
But you don't really hear about local campaigns until,
Yeah,
they do explode like that.
yeah,
But that was heartwarming. I think that I think that that's I have to be careful because I don't want to get too overconfident. I thought that we were gonna be fine in 24,
right?
and we were so far from fine. But at least I know that I'm not the only one going through this misery.
Yeah,
Everybody that voted for this, they're also going through that misery too. They have to pay the higher gas prices. They have to pay
yeah,
the higher groceries. Their insurance is through the roof.
yeah.
Like everybody's suffering together. I don't want to be, but at least I know that they're not getting away scot free.
It's
So
true.
to me, that's worth something.
Yeah,
I mean, not worth the crap that we're going through.
yeah.
But
I agree. I mean, you're right. Like, but I'm not overly. Yeah,
I
I don't
think
want to jinx it either.
I
Like,
don't
there's
want
a
to
little
jinx
bit
it.
of it.
Yeah, I feel very confident. I feel that I feel like here in New Hampshire, we will at least get closer to even again
Yeah,
instead of down 44 seats.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, all we can do is really get out there and hopefully talk with people and show them that we have what it takes to
yeah,
take this state to the next level. Because I love this state and I think it's beautiful and I think it has a ton of potential, and that's why people want to come here. So you're
I,
born and raised here?
no, I was born in upstate New York. I went to
Really?
UNH. I
Okay.
never
And
left.
you just fell in love with it.
I did. I did. Yeah, I lived in Portsmouth for 11 years, like rented and worked in restaurants downtown while I was a reporter and trying to, work two jobs to make a living. And
Wow.
then when we bought a house in Somersworth.
That's a great area too.
Yeah.
But
It was
upstate
like all
New
we could
York is
afford.
beautiful too.
It's awesome. I
Yeah.
lived in the Hudson Valley.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yeah.
As a kid, it was like, drinking in cornfields and shit like
Of
that. But,
course.
you didn't appreciate it as a kid because there were only like 80 kids in your class. But as an adult, you realize what an amazing community it was to raise a family. And
Yeah, absolutely. I
yeah.
graduated with 80 something, kids out of high school.
Where was that?
I grew up in Connecticut,
Oh, nice.
and I love New England just as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
but the states here are so small.
Yes.
Like, like I think all the states in here except maybe Maine would fit in like Georgia,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
South Carolina. Like those states are
Fucking
huge.
Virginia. Whenever you have to drive through Virginia, I'm like, if
It's
you're in the meaty
endless.
part, I'm like,
Oh yeah, it's 8 hours
oh,
guaranteed, right?
cool.
Like,
Yeah. My sister lives in South Carolina, so every once in a while we make the road trip,
yeah,
and I'm just like, more
and they're
fucking
so
Virginia.
brutal
Yeah.
about their speeding.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I was stationed in Georgia and North Carolina, so I always had to drive up I-95 to go home and see my family.
Yep.
So, but I love New England, and I see it all kind of like I kind of see New England as like one giant state. It's just
Totally.
it's gorgeous,
Yeah.
So
See
yeah.
what's happening in Vermont? Like, is that going to be the next Minneapolis?
Wait, what's? Oh, I
There's
saw
like so
something.
much.
There was a picture of ice standing out somebody's house. I
Yeah, it's
saw.
been like,
What an
I
awful
feel like it's
thing.
been like a standoff or
And
something
they're
with the
just there's
protesters.
3 of them standing in front of like 2 kids' toys. Like how what? Why
Oh,
would you feel like that is manly like
I guess that's where like
I
my
just
response on hope comes from a little bit. Like, I just feel like some of these people are so far gone.
yeah,
Some of my relationships with like my neighbor next door who has an ice flag out, like that relationship is so far gone.
absolutely.
How do you, like, I just can't, I can't fathom what the next 3 years looks like.
If we don't win the midterms, the next 3 years or 2 years after that would be more of this. Just 3 years of endless chaos until whenever. Like, and for sure,
Yeah.
the democracy will be done. The allies will be done. The if you're an American with a passport, you're probably not going to travel freely. I would imagine life will get about 40 to 80% more expensive.
Mhm.
You're going to have a lot of limiting factors. Women probably won't vote because of the Save Act. There's so many other like
Yeah.
like I'm going down a list of really dark
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah.
but that is the future that we have,
Yeah. It's
right?
like we're living in some dystopian novel right now.
Yeah, and if your kids are serving in the military right now,
Mm.
Iran's not going to be the last spot. Your kids are going to deploy to Cuba. They're going to deploy to
So
Venezuela.
scary.
They're going to deploy to everywhere that the Epstein files may be. You know, I mean, because we can't figure out where the rest of them are. So I think Trump's sending them out to find them for him. Maybe I don't know, but I want to be clear as a veteran, as somebody that served through Afghanistan, Iraq. I did not deploy there. That's not what I'm insinuating. But as somebody that did the support function,
Mhm.
I lived in Saudi Arabia for a year and everything else. I am so against any war, any conflict. This should be resolved. People should be impeached. People should be held accountable. I want to get that out. Whew,
Yeah.
man. But that's how I feel as a veteran. Like, this is not okay.
It's not okay. It's
And
a mess.
not only did I not vote for this, but I'm still going to advocate against war. Like, I voted, obviously not for Trump. I knew this was going to, like, I didn't know Iran was going to happen. But if you went through the first Trump administration
Yeah.
and you thought, like, because he had 4 years off, that he was going to come in and be a different person, well, they got it. He's definitely a different person. He's just more of a monster.
Yeah. I mean, I really didn't think he had his shit together enough to like come back and
That's how racist people are.
yeah.
That's how bigoted people are. That's how misogynistic they are.
It's so scary.
They're willing to sacrifice their family budget, family, and so much more just for this one dude that's gonna probably not be alive, in the next
Right.
10 years at least.
He'll probably die before he's held accountable for any of this stuff.
Which is a shame. But I do have hope that Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, and so many other people are young enough to face these consequences, and they will. And I know that justice is slow and the wheels will turn. All right, I won't focus too much on the federal stuff, but I'm mad. I'm a citizen. Like, I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I am involved in my community, and this should not happen. This is disgusting, and this is so un-American.
So here's my other pet project.
Yes, please take me out of this.
No. So so the, feeding people, protesting, standing up for what's right. I get a lot out of that. It feels really good to be amongst people, to like realize that you're not alone in your thinking, even though you know you're not alone in your thinking, because there's a lot of rational people out there. But
Yeah.
it's just a good vibe, right? And it's like cathartic to like go to a good protest. My other big thing right now is I had this vision like last summer, and I was like, we need yard signs that say like whatever it is. And I didn't know what the message was going to be. I wanted it to be some kind of like non-political slash political message,
Okay.
right? Like something kind of understated, but like what's it going to be? And we like went through peace signs and like Somersworth is welcoming and all this thinking. And then when all the ice raids like really started happening, and they were started happening locally, um, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. And I like went on Canva and I made immigrants make Somersworth great signs. And everybody was like, we love these. So I was like, fuck yeah. So I'm gonna like, I'll pay money to have them printed, and people can purchase them, like, or a suggested donation of $20. And then once we cover our costs, it will go toward our immigrant fund. But it's a visual representation of community support behind the 20% at least, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just our Indonesian
Right.
neighbors,
Right.
right? We have tons of other people from other places that live in our community. But to say like, this is a safe place. With us, you're safe. And that meant a lot to me. So that's been a big like pet project of just trying to get those to pop up all over town.
I think that's super important. Like,
It's been fun.
we need these people in our communities.
Yeah.
They're not parasites. They are not
No.
anything of that nature. They make us great. There's somebody down the road put a little sign on their mailbox, and I get to drive by it every day.
Hate doesn't make us
hate
great.
doesn't make us great.
Right.
And I thought to myself, that's a loving person. I would hang out with that person.
That's the point. Like, you know, when you see a pride flag, you don't immediately, I'm like, I want to have a beer with that person.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, who are they? They must be kind.
Yeah.
That's my initial thought when I see somebody, even sadly, like even the American flag, like these super patriotic MAGAs, you know, have to some extent, like we say at protests, like we need to reclaim the American flag. Like we are proud Americans. We want our America back. But for a little, and I think still like, you know, people were on the fence about like, what does the American flag really symbolize right now?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of virtue signaling there too, right? So like the trucks with the double flags on the windows, like it just makes me smile. I'm like, well, you bought those flags. You're a moron for running them. I get it, but because here's the thing: one American flag, I'll give you that. Thank you. You're proud of your country. Wonderful. Any more than one flag, we have to have a bigger conversation because double flags, triple flags, you can have a billion flags.
Yep.
It does not make you more patriotic than me. You know, the first thing I look at here in New Hampshire, especially when people are running those, is their license plate. And I want to see if they have a veteran license plate, because nothing's more patriotic than serving your country. You know, not just in the military, but, you know, locally, wherever you can serve, right?
Yep.
That's something that we should all focus on. So those guys, they think they're doing something, but I can tell you, if you don't have a vet plate on your thing or you didn't serve, then just stop. Just stop with the Mark Wayne Mullen is the same way, talking like he served, talking about laying down fire and going to war with Pete Hegseth. He never put on a uniform. He's going to be our DHS guy. Like, give me a break.
I mean, he just sounds like
Moron.
a serial killer.
Yeah, that too.
Who, definitely had sex with his mother. Like Mark Wayne Mullen.
Like, he came over the thing,
best we got.
to fight Sean O'Brien during a hearing. Like, what is that?
Stand up right now, Billy. What
I'll
do you
kick your ass. Like, dude, you're a plumber.
Let's do it right here.
Off. Like, the toxic masculinity is everywhere, and it's awful, but I could get lost on that for hours.
Well, that's part of the issue, right? Like, this is so fucking crazy. How are these people watching this and not being like, this
People
isn't
wanna be
normal
entertained.
behavior?
They want to be entertained, so people are like, hell yeah, let's go, you know? That's why the UFC is still as popular as it is, because people just want to see that. It's brutal. It's, you know, I don't know. I'm not into it. I don't watch that kind of stuff. I'm not into that kind of stuff. But, you know, I hope we have better discourse. I hope the community survives all this down the line, you know. Over in Somersworth, you're gearing up for the primary season and everything. Are you guys are you guys good? You feel good? I know you talked about candidates already, but
Hmm.
like as a city town with Rollinsford, you guys on time? Like you guys got your stuff ready? You're
Yeah, we will be.
yeah.
We will be. We'll pull it together. Like I think we've got time, and the Somersworth Dems, we've had a couple of the CD1 candidates come and speak to us.
Okay.
We had Karishma come and speak to us as well.
She's great.
She's fucking
I
awesome.
love yeah.
She's
I hope
awesome.
I don't want to talk to anybody at that level yet
Hmm.
until this has gotten a
Yeah.
little bit more traction,
Yeah.
but she's fantastic. I hope that I'll get a conversation with her
Yeah.
eventually, but
Yep. So
um
we've had candidates come in and speak to us, and that's been really great. And people are asking for more of that. And actually, tomorrow the Rollinsford Dems have Carly coming. She's one of the CD1 candidates.
she's very progressive.
She is.
She's a little aggressive on her emailing campaign, but other than that, I love what she stands for.
She showed up at one of our like food drives and like made it a campaign moment, and I was like, "Fuck no, girl."
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, "Ugh, not a good look."
Yeah, well, not
I was just
everybody
like,
does
"This isn't a like
photo op.
kissing babies, shaking hands." Yeah, like I was really like they made it a photo op, so
That's a
whatever.
shame.
But
But I do think we have a
we've got
handful of
candidates. We
decent
have great
candidates, right, that
candidates.
will
Yeah,
represent us well and
yeah,
everything else. And I know the Senate campaign, that's going to be pretty tight. I think. I don't think
yeah,
that it's going to be an easy sell on anybody's. I think Pappas is going to have to really sell himself, and I think the more people see Krishna,
yeah,
they're going to question and saying, I kind of like what she's saying. She sounds like she's really going to do some good things up there. And
yeah.
I think that's going to be a problem for the Pappas campaign.
Yeah, I think, I, for one, not that I have never looked at where the money comes from, but
Yeah.
I think it's never been more important than right now. So when I look at a candidate and I follow the money and who's giving to their campaign, I have concerns.
Yeah.
So I tend to like be leaning toward the people who are not taking the money these days. I think that's really important. It's going to be an important part of us like overturning and cleaning up some of the mess that we've created for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Um, and my other thing is I want really aggressive candidates. Like I'm done with these people that are like peacemakers and yeah, I
The,
get it. There was a time and place for reaching over the aisle,
yeah. Yeah.
but I'm
I
like,
do feel the same.
we are not winning with kindness.
No. And working with the other side has yielded us
They're
basically
not working
nothing.
with us.
No,
So
and
what
they're
are
in
we doing?
charge, so
Yeah.
they've already said they don't need us. They're not
Right.
going to do anything with us. And then I know that as soon as we reelect middle of the road people, they're gonna be like, "Well, bipartisanship's important, is
Nope.
it? Because I think healthcare is more important. I think other things are more
Yeah.
important." Yeah, I don't know. I'm just hoping that most of those red states go blue.
They probably will. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope they do. I mean,
But either way, it's a super competitive race
mhm.
at the federal level here in New Hampshire, even at the local level too.
What are we doing about the gubernatorial race? Like,
Well, we don't see that's the thing is like Deacon doesn't want to run. Cindy Warmington just came out. John Kuiper
yeah.
announced last
Yeah.
year, and then you have Ayotte. So I personally think that we see one or two more candidates come out in the next month or two to announce they're running. You don't even have to sign up to say you're running officially until what, June, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure for the governor.
This is where like I don't
But I
know
know
a lot
everybody
about.
else is June, right? State rep and
Yep.
senator and all that. So I assume governorship is like June 6th, I think is like, or whatever it is this year, will
All
open
right.
season.
Well, let's hope some more people come out.
Yeah, I mean, I want a competitive race, right? I want to hear ideas. I want to hear progressive ideas for
Yeah.
me personally. Right? I'm excited about progressive candidates. That's just my thing.
Yeah,
I
I
like
agree with
sitting
that.
down with people that have progressive ideas because I don't think the status quo is going to help me
Yeah.
or you or anybody else. And I
Nope.
probably have a couple decades left, maybe, hopefully a little
Yeah.
bit more. I don't want to live the rest of my life like this with this kind of governor,
Yeah.
not governor, government.
Right.
Just as a
Yeah.
whole. New Hampshire's been red for almost 100 years. Um it's clearly not helping us. Our property taxes just keep going up.
Our schools are going to be shuttered.
They keep telling me how bad Democrats would really mess this up, but the only thing I've seen is the Republicans mess this up. So I'm really not sure,
Yeah.
like, did we convince enough people? I don't know, but I do hope we have more governor candidates. Not because I think the ones we currently have are bad, but I just think more competition
No, I mean, I
makes
think, yeah,
people move. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And I haven't really found policies that I necessarily connect with yet.
Hmm.
But I'm also not that like in the weeds on it yet.
Yeah.
Like the governorship, I will focus more on probably June, July, that like
Hmm.
further in the year. But yeah, some interesting stuff. Do you have any thoughts on it? Like,
I just, I have no issues with candidates. I don't love that we recycle candidates. Like, I have
I'm with
nothing
you.
against Cindy, but like that didn't work the first time. So why are we like, I feel like the Dems are like, that whole like the definition of insanity is like continuing to do the same thing and expect a different outcome.
I actually think Cindy Warmington would have been the candidate if John Kuiper hadn't not spoiled it, but like but come in because
Oh,
John was so popular
yeah.
that I think he ate into Cindy Warmington
Mm,
sing. That's not
maybe.
his fault.
Yeah.
That's her fault for letting that happen,
Right.
right? Like I'm friends with John, so I don't have any issues
Yeah.
with
No,
it.
I think
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
obviously, but like it's competitive,
Hmm.
and I mean Cindy's gonna fall victim to the same thing, the opioid crisis that she was part
Yeah.
of. Right. And I like her. She's fine. Like I don't know her history. I wasn't here when that happened, but
Yeah.
I just hear from a lot of people that they have that issue with her.
Yeah. It seemed to be
But
their
then
battle cry and it worked.
on the other side of things, like a lot of criticism for John Kuiper is that he went independent and then back to Democrat. And
Right.
it's like, okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that. So I've heard that, but I've seen his book, and
Yeah.
I've seen let me see, was there another person that's running? Let me see. John Kuiper, we have more coming, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's too early.
Probably. But I just like after the last couple of years, like what are we waiting for? Like how was it that as like the Democrats weren't chomping at the bits and like had a plan?
Yeah, we have no bench. Like this shouldn't
Yeah.
be, yeah, we shouldn't be this
It's fucking
far in
crazy.
without like something.
There should be like a clear candidate that
Yeah,
everybody
like
feels
running for
really
governor was like a
energized about.
year ago,
Yeah.
right? Like you need to have that name recognition. And I'm surprised we haven't seen Valinsky run. I mean, he's been dropping stuff, but
I think he's brilliant.
ever since he dropped the income tax, I'm off the train. I'm off
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, because I don't want to hear about an income tax until you've legalized cannabis.
I can appreciate that.
Until you fix the interest and dividend repeal, until you fix like we have a revenue issue, and I don't want to tax the
Yeah.
middle class. We eat the rich,
Mhm.
tax the wealthy, tax the second, the third homes.
Absolutely.
Like doubling tolls is horrible. We should not do that to our neighbors.
Nope.
Like we need to patch our revenue here. And so I'm off the train. Anybody that wants the sales tax and an income tax as a tax on the middle class and lower, and
Mhm.
I don't want to hear it. Not until we've started taxing the rich.
That's fair. I mean, there are just easier solutions to go after first. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. Like you're gonna reach a subset of people that agree with that, but
Hmm.
I don't want that to be a main state talking point.
I can
Um,
appreciate that.
you
There are
know,
like, yeah, there are other things that we should do first that
yeah,
we've really screwed up over the years.
I think so too. And
Yeah.
I think the more people realize that,
The
oh,
interest and dividends tax was like such a fucking no brainer.
it was a giveaway to the rich. And for what? Like
Yeah.
what, I mean, other than like campaign donations.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, until they get their stuff together and we fix our revenue, we're gonna be stuck with high property taxes and kind of like a hole, on
Yeah.
our services. And
I mean, I pay like 8 grand in property taxes
yeah,
every year in Somersworth.
yeah, everybody's feeling that. I
Yeah.
mean, mine is definitely substantial, and I am not happy about it.
On a house that I bought for like $186,000.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the values
You
here in
know?
New Hampshire are outrageous, and that and who cares what your house is worth? Because if you're not selling it, it doesn't matter.
Right. Right.
I mean, it does for property tax, but like, yeah, we have. Let me see. I think we're number 18 for regression of our taxes
Oh
in
gosh.
the
Is that
entire
true?
country. Yeah, because we've downshifted about 70% of school money to
Yep.
the locals, and that's all got to be made up.
Yep.
The state's not pitching in. Yeah, we have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And the only way through this is get those Republicans out. You could say like, "Oh, you're such a biased Democrat. Of course you want Republicans out." No, you know what? I would accept a Republican that
Who's an actual
actually,
Republican.
yeah, like we can talk about fiscal,
Yeah.
policy and stuff like that, but we are not at that junction anymore. That junction was like 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago. And until we fix that, like I just don't see a way forward for New Hampshire that looks good compared to the rest of New England.
Yeah.
And Kelly Ayotte only won with 54% of the vote. I do not think that she will be our governor. Like
No, I mean,
who
I don't think even the Republicans want to get behind her.
No, she only won because Trump was at the top of the ticket. That's it.
Mm.
Because the turnout was insane
Yeah, it
for
was.
24 and that swung to 54 because if that wasn't the case, then she would have won by 60%, 70%,
Mhm.
right? Like Sununu did
Yeah.
pretty well. And I just think Ayotte was a benefit of the top of the ticket.
Yeah. It's a really disappointing couple of days.
I know a couple days have been pretty hard here in New Hampshire, but I do believe that this state has it in them to
The
elect good
state's
people.
awesome. Like, that's what I love about it.
We
Like, live
sent
free or
Billy
die. Like,
Butler. We've sent,
yeah.
so many great
I'm
candidates.
loving, like,
Like,
I'm just loving the kind of reinvigoration of some of like the reps that we have out there and how they're
yes,
using social media right now to just showcase what is really happening behind closed doors
yeah.
and how pathetic.
And we need that. We need people to funnel that information to the
Yeah.
rest of us so we know like
Yeah.
what's going on so we can highlight it.
No, I was fighting this morning on Facebook with Eric Brackey, whatever the fuck his name is. He's the executive director of the Free Staters. He lives in Dover.
Oh,
Yeah.
why would he live there?
I don't
That's
know.
too blue for him, right?
But he's unafraid to like speak up in all the like be like, I'm your neighbor. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. This morning I was like, you're such a fucking creep. Like he keeps offering to like, I'll come down and sit with your committee anytime. And we're like, we don't want to sit with you. We
Yeah,
know
how
what your
about
agenda
no?
is. Like you're a goddamn creep. Like, get out of our communities.
I don't know what the point of that of any of that is,
It's just so weird.
yeah, right? Like I I think they also want to be accepted, right? They want their bad opinions and bad policy to be accepted. They want it to be normalized,
Yeah.
but it will never be.
He said something about came back at me with something about, the party lines or whatever. And I was like, this is not about politics. Like, you're not a party. You guys are a fucking cult. And you're just trying to like dismantle and defund schools and all the services that we need. Like,
Yeah, and it's not like
you're not a party.
yeah, they're just here to be destructive. They're just a destructive, dismantling force.
I love telling people about the Free Staters because they're like, what? And I'm like,
I used to get aggravated a little bit when we first started talking about like free staters and like I was like, why are we spending our time and energy telling people about the free staters? They already know. It's obvious, but then I realized
they don't know.
it's
I
not.
didn't know. I mean,
I just assumed like it would be so obvious for anybody that like paid attention to the bills, paid attention to who's running, listened to any stump speech,
yeah.
like anything, like national news, like
I didn't know about the Free Staters. And I mean, I would say that I continue to have like a lot to learn about politics. I jumped in with both feet, like when they were like, we need a chair. I'm like, sure. We don't use Robert's rules or any of that shit because I don't know how to. I'm just like, what's up, people? We're in the library. What do you want to talk about today?
well, I have a feeling it's better than nothing.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's just, I have a lot to learn about all the things. But I didn't know about Free Staters. I think, there's just so much happening. Like, how
Yeah.
does anybody, you have to have pet projects and things that you're really passionate about because just staying on top of those is a full-time job and all the other stuff is noise.
Oh, absolutely. No, I realized that I was over consuming information and I was assuming everybody else was as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, not everybody has that kind of time. Not everybody has the freedom to be doom scrolling at night.
I wish.
What happened at the legislator that day.
Yeah.
So I get that now. And yeah, we try to talk about it whenever we can,
Yeah.
because you never know who's going to listen, watch, whatever. Yeah.
Scary shit though.
It's
It's weird.
yeah.
Creepy.
creepy.
Eric, you're creepy.
I just want people that want to be involved in our communities, people that will make this better, people that will take us forward into whatever the next, realm is. But more importantly, we need to activate the younger generation, right?
Yeah.
These 18, 20, 25-year-olds right now, they're our future.
Yeah, that's a big focus right now. I was actually just asking around about like the UNH Dems and the New Hampshire Young Democrats because I don't know. I'm just curious what they're up to, and I
Yeah.
think they're being spoon fed some stuff.
Oh,
So
I have not had any kind of interaction with them. I probably do need to reach out to one of them. I want to have on the show so we can get into
Maddie, the
that.
chair or whatever of the
No,
UNH,
I'm
she's
thinking
great.
about Sienna. I'm thinking
Oh
about.
yeah, yeah, no, her. Yeah.
So but
Walter introduced her at one of the. She's on the Stratford
yeah,
County, right? She's in the executive council, I
no,
think.
she's not on the executive council. She's on the council for the Young Dems or no, New Hampshire
Okay.
UNH Dems.
I know she spoke to us once for the Stratford County
Yeah, she
Dems
definitely
meeting.
spoke to us about what they were
Yeah.
doing. Anyway, I
She
definitely
seems
want
very
to.
smart.
There's so many there's so many people to have a conversation with, right? Because there's a lot of passionate people in this movement here.
Yeah.
I read all the time like people don't have jobs, people, are bored, so that's why they're protesting. People are angry. People are up in arms. People want change. And I know that the younger people want it too. I just want to hear their voices a little bit more.
It's been fun, like with the food drives. A lot of young people have showed up and said, "How can I help?" We've gained a couple of people who are pretty active now in our group or in different activities from that. I also like found going to some of the auspicious brew stuff, to the New Hampshire talk, like recording, met a couple of people through that. Younger generation, like at events, cool vibe, community oriented, like that's where they are right now.
Yeah,
So it's like, it's like meet
you got
them
to
where they
meet them
are.
where
I
they
can't
are.
just keep screaming in my Facebook echo chamber about how angry I am.
I know Facebook's hard.
Ugh,
I
I
don't even
know.
I don't even like participating. I
I know.
usually scroll just to see if I lost any friends recently, and then I dip.
Yeah,
It's so mentally taxing
I know.
to especially start reading the comment sections, and you're just like, are these people serious? Do they live in my community? This is not good.
Yes. And then I get sucked into them. I'm like, and then Billy will text me and be like, Marcy, don't read the comments.
Just let it go. Just
How do you
let
do
it
it?
go.
Yeah. So yeah, I get sucked in.
Yeah, Billy's pretty level-headed, so I would trust that advice as
It
well.
was incredible because she got like pulled through the mud during her campaign. It was
Oh,
brutal
it was
what they
awful.
did to her.
Yeah, it was awful to see.
And she just had I mean, I know it hurt, but she had such a great attitude about it the whole time. And I wanted to like fight every battle.
At the end of the day, she won. And to me, there's no better payoff than walking away a
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Really
I'm
great.
and I'm glad that our communities are accepting and wanting to put up people with good ideas, passion
Yep.
that will make our communities better. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. We have some good candidates too here from Barrington.
That's
We
awesome.
we got well, Heath Howard
Yeah.
is running
We know
for
Heath.
the federal,
Yes.
so his seat will open. Cassie is stepping aside. So we have some new ones. We got Virginia Schonwald,
Oh, I saw that you
or
had her on.
yeah, she goes by Jenna. So yeah, Jenna Schonwald. We have Scott Shepard will be running. These are all names that I hope people will start getting familiar with. And then we have oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Sorry,
It's
I've
okay.
been processing so many names
It's
recently,
fine.
but we have such a good
People are
group
stepping
of
up.
people. Yeah, people are stepping up,
Good.
and so that gives me a little bit of positive. Is there anything that keeps you awake at night right now?
Um, I mean, all of it is kind of like scary. Like having kids and just thinking about like what is going on? Like we're bombing other countries and we're stealing other presidents and we're kidnapping our own people off the streets and like so I'm like consumed by it some days. Like
It's
and
exhausting.
it is. It is really exhausting and um I don't believe in people who think that they are empaths. Here's my quick reason because my brother's one of them and he's an idiot because if he could really understand what I was thinking, he'd know how big of a fucking idiot I think he is. He's a Trumper. But like it is emotionally exhausting to, like, I'm not saying it's like an empath, but I'm like, if there were empaths in the world and I believed in that shit, this is how I think it would feel. Like when you have just been like,
Yeah.
you're just emotionally vacant.
Just run down, just
Yeah.
empty. You've given it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
definitely feel that.
yeah. So I just, you know, I don't feel like I'm dealing with any of it well. Like I've got my anxiety meds.
I
I'm
feel
on
like
the
everybody
estrogen
does.
now, like so but I just feel like I'm generally like just super ragey and
Everybody seems to be on edge though,
oh,
right? I mean,
yeah.
gas goes up a little bit, groceries go up a little bit. Not sure if you can make that rent payment,
Yeah.
or you're just being run down by
Yeah.
the news every single day, and you're just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not being represented well. Yeah, that's exhausting. That's I don't have anything in particular that keeps me up at night. It's the whole package as well. I think like I wish there was just one, two items, and you're like, oh, I wish we didn't do that, but I kind of wish we didn't do any of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find myself just like feeling very like I have a short fuse and I just constantly want to cut through the clutter. Like
Yeah.
no bullshit. Like even meetings, like I'm just not joining a lot of meetings these days. I don't want to hear more white men, whatever, talk about what we should or shouldn't be doing. Like if I'm not acting and doing something physical, like showing up for something, doing something good for somebody, like it's just not worth my time right now.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm done talking as well. I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing this. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't want to sit in a Zoom call and talk
Hmm.
about like what might happen next month. I want to turn on the
Exactly.
mics. I want to have a conversation. I want to put this out to the world so they know,
Yeah.
or they can digest it. Or they can feel like they're not alone, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'm targeting New Hampshire. Like, obviously, I mean, every guest I have is from New Hampshire, but like I don't know. I just hope that I can reach as many people as I can. But New Hampshire, especially, I live here. You
It's
live
such a
here.
cool
Like,
state. Like
we can be so much better. So much better.
it's weird because I remember like the first real like the Bush Gore election. I remember when Bush it was like that was like one of my first adult elections. I can't remember if I voted in another election before that, but that was the first one. And I remember like crying when Bush won. And I wasn't political at all. I just knew that like fuck, this isn't good for women. This isn't good for this US and feeling really down, right? But like and I know that we've all said this, but what wouldn't you give? Like what would you give to go back to that time of like that's your most distressing moment of politics because what I realize now is that my 13-year-old has never known like a normal political cycle. She
That,
only knows this.
yeah. And that hanging Chad, like, screwed us all.
Yeah.
Like, our country is so much worse off because of that hanging Chad. The Supreme Court bench that ruled that way literally destroyed America. We seen the wars, we saw turmoil, we saw another recession in 2008. Like, if I could do that, I could have some of my friends back. Maybe a lot of my friends wouldn't have PTSD. Maybe we wouldn't have killed millions of people that aren't Americans.
Yeah.
I just think of like how much better our country could be if we could use the $20 trillion that we spent on an endless war on our own people,
Yeah.
right? I think one of the most stressful things for me, I won't focus too much on this, but like September 11th happened. I was in Georgia. I was in the 51st Combat Comm Unit. I had just gotten there. I just checked in 3 months before. I had just become an NCO. I got promoted to E5. September 11th happened, and it changed everything, not just for me, but for everybody else. And that really hurt our country. And I understand a lot of people were hurt, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, that hanging Chad had so many consequences, and I really firmly believe that those justices that voted for that or that decided that it's not just them, it's George Bush, it's the entire Republican, like, he wasn't in charge. Dick Cheney was in
He was
charge.
an idiot.
Yeah, and America just rolled over and said, yeah, we want that. Like, the thought that 77 million people would line up and vote for Trump, like, how did you convince that many people that that was a good move? Like it was insane. No, we're getting a lot on the federal
Yeah.
level, but like, but these all affect New
But like that's
Hampshire.
what keeps me, that's what keeps me at midnight, and like knowing that we have really racist neighbors in our own community, like that keeps me up at night. Like I reading the comments on a story about our signs, about our immigrants make Somersworth great signs, and reading the disgusting comments
Yeah.
about a sign that's supposed to be inclusive and welcoming and just like what is Somersworth is made of. That's what keeps me up at night. It disgusts me that.
Some parts of me are happy that people are excited to tell me that they're a racist or whatever they are, because I can just move on. I never
Right.
have to shake their hand. I never have to go through the relationship to find out that they're a terrible person. I
Hmm.
never have to, like, they just tell me by running two flags on their car or whatever
Yep.
that is, and I'm like, thanks, man. You saved me a lot of time.
Yes.
And that's sad though, because I mean, it's kind of makes me giggle inside, but like at the same time, these are people. They're my neighbors,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't feel this way about them, and they shouldn't feel this way about me either.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because this isn't a one-way street. And
It's true.
I block people out that bring toxic lifestyles to mine. And
Yeah. Like I have a neighbor that we were good friends. Like I always knew like she lives with a guy who's MAGA. I don't think she had many thoughts of her own anyway, but like we were neighbors, like neighborly friends. And probably more than that. But like recently ran into her in the road and I was like, "Hey, I got a question to ask you. It's been bothering me for a little while. You know who I am. You know what I stand for. You read the signs that are on my yard. Are you still supporting this? Are you still supporting this administration?" And she couldn't say no, which was enough for me. And I said, "Done. Like I
yeah,
can't be your friend anymore. Like
yeah,
I don't want to be your friend anymore."
it's hard. It's hard because there's a lot of people that I loved. I love spending time with,
Yeah.
and to watch them go down that road. I'm not better than them. It's just I'm not willing to accept that in my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm not okay with a lot of these positions. A lot of them
Yeah.
are anti-American positions, and
Yeah.
I can't be okay with that. It's not okay for people I have around me, and the message I want to put out to my community.
Yeah.
I want people to know that if they approach me, I'm there to help them, support them. I'm a good neighbor. I yeah.
That's right.
It's exhausting to
Right.
even have to say this
I know.
these
And it
things.
should just be, a matter of like common sense and just being a good person. But so to me, like I just feel like I've been on this journey of like trying to be kind, trying to fight the good fight, and I've gone over the cliff and I
Yeah,
could give a fuck at this point. I'm plowing forward. I'm making space for the people who bring me joy and the things like my pet projects and stuff that bring me happiness and make me feel like I'm having an impact in the world.
yeah,
And the rest can go fuck. Like I can't.
yeah. Yes. I mean, sometimes we
That's
just
my
have
self
to.
preservation through all of this anyway. Like surround yourself with the good people and
Yeah. No, absolutely. I don't get to talk about a lot of these things. So this is nice because a lot of people that come over, they just want to talk about local, local,
yeah.
local. So I don't get to talk about the federal stuff so much, but it's so important. I think this episode is going to be fairly well received
Aw.
because of the topics that we're talking about too,
Yeah.
right? This is what a lot of people have on their minds.
Yeah.
People are stressed out. Dude, you can't reach me from there,
Is
man.
that an opinion?
Oh, it's because when I'm sitting there in the chair, he likes to walk over my keyboard and sit on my lap.
Wait your ear, dude.
Uh, I heard that when cats get spayed or neutered, they clip their ears, and I
Oh.
think that is what happened.
Was it
Uh,
like a feral cat that they were trying to identify as having?
I don't know exactly who or what happened on that, but we love them pieces. So um, okay. So
Sorry.
anyway, I
Cats.
could get distracted on cats all
I know.
day. But Somersworth, you guys, I want to highlight Somersworth. I want
Such a cool
people
community.
to get excited about Somersworth, and that's why I'm
Mhm.
really glad you are here because Somersworth is such like a little nestled community
Yes.
between Dover and everything
Yeah.
else. Like It's beautiful. Like, what do you have events going on in Somersworth, like for the Democrats or anything in general that like people should be getting excited about? Because it's spring,
I know.
and I want people to go to Somersworth. I want people to like enjoy the city and all that.
Somersworth is awesome. And we've got some really awesome like little restaurants downtown too and cool bakeries. Like you just have to come through. And even we're right on the line with Berwick and there's Untrucked across the way. And like anyway, we're just so fortunate. In Somersworth, we have sorry, thank you. We have the Somersworth Dems meet the second Monday of every month at 6 p.m. in the Somersworth High School Library. But I think our most exciting event coming up is going to be our No Kings protest on March 28th.
Oh,
Those are always huge. So that's at Weeks Crossing in Dover, like the Chili's, Five Guys
yeah, the
corner.
big one. That's
Yeah.
Indian Brook,
Yep.
Central.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Indian Brook Drive. So I think it'll be like our seventh or eighth protest there at this point, and hopefully, like all the No King stuff is huge.
it gets bigger every time they
It
do
gets
it.
bigger and bigger and bigger, and like one of them I think was like in the rain, and that was the best one ever. Like I thought nobody was going to show up, and people were like pumped, in the rain made it even better. Like when you're at a concert in the rain, it was like
Yeah, yeah.
it was just great.
Everybody's
So,
vibing.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we've got our No Kings event coming up, which is awesome. We've also got the April 8th here in Barrington, right? The CD1
yeah.
candidate event that's happening.
Yeah,
That's
I
huge.
was just at the meeting before this. Everybody's getting really excited.
I think that's
We're
great.
3 weeks away as of this recording.
Yep.
I'm hoping, just speaking of that, it's just I'm going to try to do a audio recording and a video recording, and I'm going to
Awesome.
try to upload it to this channel. It won't be part of the podcast, but it'll be just a separate video, so
That'd
that
be
way people
great.
can watch it. Because I don't know where else to upload it. It's gonna be
I think that's great.
I'm gonna record in 4K if they can get
Yeah, we'll promote
audio,
it
and
and all the
then
things.
I want people to see what candidates have to say. I
Yeah.
want people to be informed, see their actions. So I hope all the candidates show,
Yeah.
for one. But yes, I am super excited. April 8th, 6 p.m., Barrington Middle School.
It's
Be
gonna be
there.
great.
There's only 100 seats.
Gosh.
100.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a small event. We don't know how many people are going to come out,
Wow.
but just space is limited.
Well, I'm
Even
glad
though
that
it's
you're recording then because
yeah,
I just think it's great because I don't recall us pulling together like this as a community to like
yeah.
bring the candidates to us and make it accessible for
And
them to
normally it's
speak on
just
the
Zoom
issues.
calls and
Yeah.
stuff like that, especially after COVID and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, super excited about
Awesome.
that event.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, we're going to have lots of protests this summer and that's really exciting. And then the signs that are going up in Somersworth, we have like 80 signs out on private properties now that just say immigrants make Somersworth great. All the funds go to our immigrant neighbors. And we've raised over $11,000 so far
That's
through all of
incredible.
our various activities.
Yeah. I
So
mean, at
it's
least
been
you're
incredible.
out there doing something.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to do something. And that's where we're finding volunteers and other people that want to step up is when we're actively engaged in community events. So I think, there's something there for us in
Yeah.
terms of like building our network and finding
Are
new
there
members.
any other local programs aside from the N68 and like the No King stuff? Like do you guys have any other local orgs that are like just doing awesome things, or
Oh, gosh.
it's okay?
Yes, I'm sure.
Every community has them. I couldn't tell you necessarily about Barrington. We do have a food drive here, and we have some like roadside cleanups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm asking because I'm so blown away
yeah,
at all the New Hampshire towns and cities and like what they do. Like there's so many people that are coming out lately to volunteer, to give their time, to be a part of this.
yep,
And I'm just always looking for opportunities for people to get out and explore new passions,
yeah.
new
It's a great question because it's something that I've talked to our mayor about in terms of we need a central location where want to do good in the community. Like here's a list of all the places that are looking for volunteers. Like we don't
yeah.
have that central location.
I'll
But
have to
you're
ask
right.
him
We have
about
so
it.
many good people. He would be an awesome interview for you. He's an amazing dude.
He's on the schedule.
Oh, good.
Like
Good.
we've been in contact, so I just need
He's
to
wonderful.
reach back out and actually get. Yeah, no, he was highly recommended. There's a lot of people in the communities that I want to talk to. So
Like there are so many great people, and I feel like bringing us all together, right? So that like we're working together to move forward as opposed to all in our little silos with our own agendas.
Yeah. No,
I think
I love how people are mingling outside of their just isolated silos of
yeah,
Barrington, Dover, Somersworth, all that. Like it's nice to see like the chairs meet and then
yeah,
like the county chairs are meeting. Like there's a lot of collaborating
yes,
going on this year that
yes,
I've never seen before behind the scenes. So for people that don't listen or
yeah,
don't know this, um I'm in the email chains. You're in the email
hmm,
chains. There's constantly like ideas being swapped over from the chairs and stuff
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah, and I always appreciate the freedom to like dip in and dip out of those things, right? Like, because people are pushing certain things forward. I'm pushing what I care about forward. We're
yeah,
sharing and collaborating as much as possible. But there's just like, there's some good momentum happening in this corner of the state for sure.
where are you seeing the most like successful feedback? Are you getting results from Facebook? I mean, it's so easy to like post and repost, but like are people engaging with that or are you seeing that maybe other platforms or just off the internet maybe?
Yeah, I mean, off the internet was great. So when we've done our food drives, the feedback has been people are like, thank you so much. Thank you. Like we were trying to figure out what we could do to help, how we could be a part of something bigger.
Yeah.
So just that in general, like people felt like that community connectivity that we were enabling, there was a lot of really positive feedback around that. And then how do we continue to reach those people? It's been email. Like I actually had to like we had to invest in constant contact because it was just me in an Excel list being like, okay, you want to come off our list? You want to come on our list? So we've got a list of over 1,000 people from our week's crossing events and everything. So email has been integral because I can't figure out what platform people are on.
Yeah. No, it's
And so many
really
people
hard.
have shut off the platforms because they're trying to like tune it out.
I did that with Facebook. I'm guilty. I mean, I
Yeah.
looked through it a little bit, but like and
I
that's why I wanted to ask
yeah.
where you are having
I
success.
use Facebook primarily both for N68 Hours of Hunger and for the Somersworth Dems because it's easy and accessible. I'm trying to be smart, like lean into Instagram or like dual posting. If I post on one, I post on the other.
Yeah,
Um, but email and personal connection can't be beat.
I agree with that. I think one of our biggest things this year obviously is going to be messaging. But I know that like the party's going to come out with the bullshit messaging about like, like when not that's the wrong word, but like
No, it's not.
we focus on the wrong things sometimes, right? Like, an example, 2024, we really went all in on women's rights, abortion, and it's super important. I am not trying to take that down a
Yeah.
notch, even a little bit.
Yeah.
But I found more people wanted to talk about taxes. More people wanted to talk about the gas prices and the grocery
Hmm.
prices and everything else. And so that's what I talked about. I think there was like maybe one or two conversations for abortion. My point is though, how do you reach these people? How do you get that message out? And like everybody's trying to figure that out right now, especially I'm sure you're aware, like CNN just got bought up by another
Yeah. I mean, can you
Republican.
trust any of these entities anymore?
Any mainstream media is owned by a Republican, whether it's Jeff Bezos,
And a
Elon
pedophile.
Musk, yeah, that too, right?
Right.
Lots of PDF files out there. It's but our message is being blocked. Like even our social media messaging, Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they own all of it. Like our voices are being stamped out. So the only way forward is through like email, small groups, in person,
Yeah.
and all of that. And that's what scares me the most is not being able to get that message out.
Yeah. I think the biggest part is that people are just blocking it out right now.
Yeah.
Like even my husband is guilty of that. My husband is like a completely disengaged voter.
Wow. And he has to sleep next to you too.
He does.
And
He
he's
does. And you
just,
know what? And if he wasn't my husband, I'd probably be like more angry at him. Like I've
yeah, yeah.
probably held other people more accountable than I have him. But like he is kind of like my test subject. I think about like, would this get him off the couch? Or like, would this be a topic that he'd care enough about?
Well, that's an
Um,
interesting way to do a trial balloon right there
you
in the
know?
house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But he believes all the same things that I do. Like
Okay.
we have the same values. I mean, he wouldn't be alive if he
Yeah. I mean,
didn't,
that would
right? Like
be,
that's
to
not
me, that's really
I
important
mean, I've
that,
broken up with my neighbor and I still have my husband. So he's on the right side of things. But,
yeah.
you know, he's he kind of holds down the fort and make like he helps me be me in other ways, but you'll never find like people are like, "Oh, I thought you were like a single mom." Everybody always says that because you won't meet him at like any of the political events or, things
You
like
know,
that.
that's fair. My wife's the same way.
Yeah.
She's not interested.
Yeah. But he believes all these things, right? Like he agrees with us in terms of, values and what we're fighting against, but like, "Oh, you're really riled up today." Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, we share here in this house a lot
mhm.
of the same values too. So I,
Yeah.
I I definitely can appreciate that. I don't know what moves the needles, like I have neighbors that don't want to vote, don't want to engage
Mhm.
either. I'm not mad at them, but like I could give them a ride to the polls, like just fill out some
Yeah.
circles and come home. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
But I think turnout will be big this year.
I'm hoping that like people will say, because I have those neighbors too, and I'm like, I realize like, oh, you guys don't even vote. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
They're really wonderful community members. And I know they care about the issues that are being affected and they care about our schools and they have smart kids who are in our schools.
I wonder if they ever voted before, like
And I don't
ever.
think they did. Like
I
that's
didn't
my
vote until 2018 because I was in the military. I didn't
yeah.
know where to register. I
Yeah.
didn't
I'm
know
sure it
what
was
ballots
hard.
to order. Like,
Yeah.
like what am I supposed to do? Like, I live in South Korea. Like, I can't just pull up to a poll and vote. And then so when I first got here and when I touched back down and we got residency here, I made sure that I never skipped a vote. So to me, voting is so important. And the only thing I ask any of my adult children is pay your bills, please vote, and we're cool. Like
Yeah.
just be a human in your community and therefore anyway. So
No, there was like a municipal election like 3 years ago I missed. It was just one of those like busy work days, and all
yeah,
day long I was like, "Oh, I got to get to the polls, got to get to the polls." Forgot about it and like realized like looked up at like 7:30 and I was like, "Oh my god."
yeah, but I get that. Like from time to time, maybe there just isn't one,
But yeah, but
But if you can get there, you should.
yeah,
You should.
because your vote really matters and people don't get that.
So tired of people saying my vote doesn't matter. Chuck Grassley literally tied his election like twice in Rochester. We have so many close elections in New
Mhm.
Hampshire because these towns are so small.
Yeah.
Every vote literally matters. And I can't express that
Right.
strongly. But like
Well, and I think that's what I hear too from like people that are like, "Oh, man, good for you for protesting. I just don't feel like it's going to make a difference." And that's why I don't do it. That's what people say and I'm like, "Get it, but it feels really good to be out there and it does make a difference."
I'm not necessarily mad at somebody if they don't do all of it.
No.
But like
It's like your
do what you,
personality type. You got
yeah,
to figure out like where
maybe
you're comfortable.
find where you're comfortable. Find what you can do. Like this is mine, right? I
Yeah.
I can't go stand at the intersection. I have messed up knees. Like
Mhm.
I have to suffer with that. I can't drive at night
Mhm.
because my eyes are not as gray as they used to be. I have issues, so I know that I'm limited in that factor. But I can upload a YouTube video.
Sure
I
can.
I can voice a concern.
Yeah.
I've yeah. So find where it works for you
Yeah.
and go out and do it. That's my advice to anybody. Um, we have some protests coming up soon too, right? Like,
Yeah, so like the New Hampshire Bridge Brigade team that hangs out at Cataract Ave Bridge in Dover is there like almost every Sunday. It's either 2 to 4 or 1 to 3, depending on. I think they're doing 2 to 4 now. And then we have the No Kings protest at Weeks Crossing on March 28th from we're doing that 1 to 3.
right around the
Yeah.
corner.
And the downtown team, so the Seacoast Indivisible will be also hosting a No Kings protest in downtown Dover earlier that day. And then they're going to be on the bridges the following day. So you can protest all weekend long if you want.
I am very thankful for everybody that goes out and does that. It really does take a village
It's
to
fun.
change. Yeah, well, I'm sure you get to meet all kinds
Like,
of people, right? You're
yeah.
having a good
I've got a
time.
megaphone. Like, if you had told me a couple years ago that I would like own a megaphone and just be like the lady with the purple fuck Trump
You're
hat on,
you're that
like
lady, yeah.
I am. And it makes me so happy. It's like my Super Bowl. Like every protest is like my Super Bowl. I love it.
Is there anything that like where does that energy come from? Is it just everybody chanting and you're feeling like you're at a concert, or is it just because you're putting out a message that you believe in? Like, is there
Yeah.
anything in particular
It's
that's
like
just
bringing
like,
the energy to the day, right? Like, because your protest can be really boring and we can all just stand there and hold signs. Or we can like come together around something and, put our fists in the air and let it all out for an afternoon and have people like beep and honk at you and make you feel like what you're doing matters. And
yeah.
people say, like, I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
I always give them a thumbs up. I always
So
like
fun.
cheer when I go by, like, you're doing the right thing, keep
Yeah.
doing it, all that stuff. I think it's a strong way to voice our opinion when we're not happy with what we're dealing with. So yeah, well, I mean, I think that's good, and I think New Hampshire's got the right attitude at least.
Yeah. I mean, we're
Yeah,
fighting.
we
We're
have to
fighting
fight
hard.
back
Yeah.
for what we believe in. And I've already said those things that I believe in, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a quality state with people that actually care. It's just a small little vocal minority that's holding us back.
Hmm. And I'm just at the point where, like, we don't have to be nice to those people anymore. Like, what they're standing for is unacceptable in
Yeah,
my view.
yeah,
And I'm done being nice. And I want candidates who are going to be aggressively vocal
right.
and do something.
I want to be represented.
Yeah.
I want to be represented well, and it's not enough to just say I'm not going to raise your taxes. It's not enough. You have
Right.
to stand for more than that.
Right. I fully expect you to raise my taxes.
Yeah, yeah, that's an expectation at this point,
And
right?
provide the services that we all need and deserve.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I don't expect any services. I expect questionable roads, and yeah, which is a shame. But I do think again that we can be better
yeah.
if we send the right people. I think we live in a really blue county, so it's a little bit easier for us because most of our seats are almost like,
Mhm.
but there's some wards that are changing
Yeah.
and seeing a little bit more of a red leaning. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year we shut that out a little bit. But I also think a lot of people are I think there's gonna be a lot of people that don't come out and vote because they're just not happy with what's going on. And I don't mean Democrats, I mean
Yeah.
Republicans, independents that won't come out and vote anymore because they feel so disenfranchised. Because they thought grocery prices were going to go down. They thought gas prices were going to go down. They thought we weren't going to be in a war. They thought, their
All
Social
the things that
Security,
you're
Medicaid were okay. They thought their veteran benefits were safe. They thought all these things, and it turned out it was just a con
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. It is. So it is a little like fuck around and find out. And there's, like you said, like a little joy in that, but also, like,
Yeah,
how far can we push the envelope
and I
before we
was
just break?
very clear, like super
I mean, I
little
love
bit
me
of
some fuck
joy
around and
in
find out.
there.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you were asking for it, but I don't want people dying over this.
No.
Like, I don't want people like being permanently harmed. Like, it's okay, like when somebody stubs their toe after telling you to fuck off or whatever, and you're
Like
like,
that video of that ice
that's
guy,
you.
like just landing on his ass continually.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
ice.
yeah.
Like,
Like
I
that,
probably watched that more than I should
that's
have.
fine. I'm good with
You know
that,
what I mean? Like, yeah.
But like, I don't want people being harmed by these policies.
But I'm just done like rolling over for it. So
Yeah, no, I'm done being nice. I mean, if you're coming at me with MAGA and Trump flags or whatever shitty attitude you might have, just skip me. Just skip me and take somebody else,
yeah.
go talk to somebody else. I'm
I
good.
know.
But that's just where I'm at. I've been worn down. I've been doing this for a very long time. So have you, and it's exhausting. Bush years were hard. Obama was fine. It was pretty boring. I
God.
still don't
Was it?
agree with a lot of the stuff that he did, but like, this is the worst. I'm almost 50.
I know.
Like, it has to get better anyway.
Yeah, it does. Oh, like you said, he's got maybe 10 years left. So
I feel like this episode is just me venting and getting stuff off the chest.
I think it's great.
But I think a lot of people feel this
I've
way.
shown a lot of self-control.
I appreciate that.
No, I love that you're venting and like, I don't know.
I try not to talk on these episodes that much because I want my guests to have like the floor. But then we get into some of these subjects and I'm like, oh, I feel this way too. It's
I said to Eiley, I was like, maybe I'll just turn it on Adam and like we'll do an interview with Adam one of these times.
I will
think you
literally
need to.
answer any question anybody has for me. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna. I got no gotchas for you.
No, it's okay. But like, yeah, I hope in the future, like anybody can ask me anything.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm an open book too. And I have no problems voicing my opinions, and God knows I've run for office, I've made videos,
Yeah.
I've had the hate. I get bothered by people that don't tolerate either. Like last year there was a No Kings protest here in Barrington. There's a handful of people there,
Mm.
and I'm proud of them for going out. And then later on in the evening, I came home and I was reading one of the Barrington Facebook groups, and one of the first comments was, "Oh, I wish my truck went out of control and hit them all." And I wrote back, I said, "They're pretty gross, man. You talk about killing people in your community. You talk about killing
Yeah.
your neighbors." And he was like, "Oh, what? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, I'm not taking anything out of context. Look up. You literally wrote that."
Hmm.
And I just couldn't tolerate that. The
Yeah.
thought that somebody would have that reaction because somebody was standing on the road with a sign. And
Yeah.
your first thought is, "I wish I could hit him with my vehicle." Like, check yourself in, dude. Like, you're done.
Yeah. Those like kinds of comments are all over our posts for like our protests and stuff. And
That's mentally ill.
it's just sick.
If you have
And we're the
no
ones with the derangement
right,
syndrome.
right. Joking about murdering your neighbors is not funny to me. Like,
No.
that's punching down.
Well, even
Comedy.
like, I mean, especially with the school walkouts that have happened. I don't know if you've read
Especially
any
that,
of
yeah, they're
those
18 to 17, 16. You're going to come at them like that.
children.
I saw grown men in videos trying to attack children.
Yes.
Check yourself in. You need to go to the asylum if that's you. You know what I mean? Like,
And like, what a lesson for these kids to like learn about like the freedom of speech.
yeah,
That is
my
probably the
elders
most
suck.
they've learned.
Yeah. No, they probably learned that my elders suck. These boomers suck.
Hmm.
Like, I could just,
It just makes me ragey.
I
Like,
know. It makes me.
I have to probably delete Facebook again. I go through these spurts where I delete it off of my phone so that if I need it for like organizing something, I can go on my laptop and do it. But
Yeah.
no, but it
I
is,
just use social media to connect with old friends, and
yeah.
I don't post political stuff on my because I served with a diverse group of people,
Mhm.
and the only connection I have to most of them are Facebook. I'm not trying to ruin our relationships. I met them, I like them, we friended each other. I'd like to know how they're doing in old age.
Yeah.
So if you want my politics, you either got to go to Twitch, you got to go to YouTube, and I'll
Mhm.
give them to you all day long, but not on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Good
you
for
have
you.
any restrictions at all?
I
Like,
have zero, like
yeah.
zero fucks. As I've said, I've slid into zero fucks of late. And I like literally like broke up with Aunt Ruth like publicly on my Facebook page. I just
Wow.
I just scream in the
Sometimes,
echo chamber all day long, probably. And somehow there's a couple that bubble up every once in a while and have something to say, but I just don't have time for people who think
no,
any of this is okay.
it's not okay. Listen, I think this sit down has been amazing. I don't get to talk about a lot of these subjects.
No.
A lot of subjects that we have are education, housing, your standard,
Yeah.
stuff. So it's nice to be able to talk a little outside that bubble and hit the federal level once in a while,
Oh,
even though this is, I try to focus on New Hampshire.
yeah.
So, I want to say thank you for doing this with
Oh,
me,
thank you.
but I want to give you the last however long you need. I want you to tell people how to connect with either you or the Democrats, anything you want,
Thank you.
please.
Yeah. So Summers with Dems. We just Google us. You'll find us online. Facebook, we're pretty active. Instagram, we've got a website. You can donate to our immigrant fund. Find out if we're doing food drives next. Find out about our protests and everything else. And end 68 hours of hunger.
Great
Check us
cause.
out. National organization, so you can give to an N68 in your community. But that money goes to good places, and it's near and dear to my heart. So those are my shout outs. Those are my big ones.
Those are amazing, and I am
Thank
going to
you.
put those links into the description so people can click
Yeah.
on them. Does the your committee have a website, or do you guys just use the county website?
Oh
Or
no, the Summers with Dems. Yeah, we have our own website.
okay, I'll make
Yeah.
sure I add that link
Yeah,
as
it's like a
well.
WordPress site or something. So yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just want people to find you
Yeah.
guys so you guys can be a powerhouse too
Yeah.
for a long time to come.
Yeah, we're doing good things. I'm excited.
Well, thank
New
you for
people stepping forward.
yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.